the Myth-of-Soma podcast with your hosts, Cupid and Sub-Zero. It's time to get your weekly Soma news, updates, and of course, who's been winning the Guild Village War. So put your stinger bow down, take off your bone boots, and sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Welcome to the myth-of-soma podcast, episode 9. So, in this podcast, we have a special guest, Takeshi, and we've got to go over a lot of things. I think it's going to be quite a long podcast because prepping for the podcast, it's been 35 minutes of chit-chat before we even started recording. So, Takeshi, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, I'm Natham. I have played the server I started on release with the same character. Played for probably about a year straight. We absolutely dominated in EQ. Like it's fact, we did. I quit for about a year. I think my character got banned by someone who played it, and it wasn't even me playing. Dan knew it wasn't me. And then I just never bothered coming back. And luckily, I got unbanned, and then I ended up coming back on the when it got upped, the level cap got upped, and I've been playing ever since. So I played eSoma a little bit, but not actually leveled so much. I think one of you called it Linian in town or Link DX in town, however you want to word it. So I didn't really level too much.
Sitting in town chatting all day, it's what Linny does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She actually did. She was leveling the other day with me. She was up. She was at BLG.
She ventured out. It's nice to see.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's good. Love Linny. Gotta love Linny.
Yeah, one day she might turn up for Guild Village War, you know.
Oh, I would love it if Linny won. I would absolutely love it.
It'd be quite funny.
Yeah, it would.
It would for you guys, seeing as though Mistress is a closet DL guild, you know. But anyway, what's this first point we're going to talk about?
Closet DL.
So you're a Titan guild member, though. You're not really DL, are you? You're more EQ side of it and stuff.
The weird thing was I quit obviously, and when I came back, because I've been in a couple of the WhatsApp groups with everyone anyway, but we've played loads of games together. We played Albion, the alpha, the very first one where it was only the subscribers, and I played a lot of them. The only one I didn't actually play really was the release. So I came back, and then a couple of about 3 or 4 of the EQ people were playing. And then I ended up joining in with... I joined DL first, actually. I remember I got a PM from Bradley Cole saying, you don't want to join them, you're going to get killed. He was trying to warn me. I was like, okay, Brad, thanks, buddy. Thanks for warning. And then I just ended up jumping in Titans because they needed spots in DL. And there was more of the EQ boys in Titans. But it's pretty much the same guild, isn't it? Same as VK, No Mercy.
Yeah, pretty much. The rivalry is good, I like it.
Oh yeah, that's the only. I definitely would have been playing this long if there wasn't a rivalry.
Yeah, I'd have probably got bored if they want the rivalry that's happening right now. And I just love winding all the yell up on the forums, which is quite funny. That's another reason. Only a select few get wound up. It's quite funny. I keep winding them up, poking and prodding them. Come on, what are you going to say next, matey? Anyway, moving on.
It's funny, the rivalry, I was chatting to Joker this week about. We were just chatting generally about Soma and things like that, and obviously, a lot of No Mercy were kind of around in the EQ days and when the server was released, which is kind of before my time. But a lot of the No Mercy boys, obviously, they're old school. They've come back, but for the last kind of 18 months, 2 years, DL weren't really challenged for a while. And obviously, when I started playing when I was, a lower level, there was no one who could touch him. And I sent Joker a screenshot of the very first guild that we made. It was called Red Legacy, and I don't think you two remember this, do you?
No. I wasn't around then.
So we basically, it was me, Tongski, Alakazam, Kardashian, Knight, and a couple of others like Rare, and a couple of No Mercy boys we play now and again. And I literally messaged him. I said, "Look, we're all scattered around these guilds because we had kind of Vikings. We were in Black Knights. There was Saiyans. There was Limits, and then obviously there's a few in No Mercy." So we created a guild called Red Legacy, and it was kind of taking the piss out of Dark Legacy, obviously. And we were all Devil Moral at the time. So what we did, we kind of gathered all the ones from the old scattered guilds and who was capped or near capped. We made a guild, and there was about, I'd say, 10 of us, if that, in the guild. And we actually won the Guild Village War. We made this guild about 10 minutes before the Guild Village War, and we won it. And that's kind of where Vikings started, and the new kind of rivalry started on the game. And I think if it wasn't for that kind of night of that turning point, as it were, where we actually became organised, I don't think we would be where we are now with it all, if you know what I mean. I don't think the rivalry would be as level as what it is. I think it would still be a complete domination of DL, and a lot of people probably wouldn't have come back for this. So, you got to think about it. Over that night was a big kind of lifting point for the server, if anything, because people want to play because of the rivalry. But the rivalry really started because of that dodgy guild that we made. We disbanded it the next day. I think we made Vikings after that. But yeah, that's where it all started. You two, by the way. I don't know if
there's a video on the myth-of-soma Legends YouTube account of you actually like making that guild and going to the war and then winning.
Yeah.
There's a video. I don't know which one it is. I'll have to have a look now and find it. Let you know if anyone wants to watch it, but that's.
I think it says a new era has begun or something like that. But
yeah.
Wasn't there a period in between? Because obviously I'd quit. Like EQ were winning all the time. It was the DL were actually with No Mercy at the time when I quit. So it was DL, the Chinese, No Mercy. I think they were the only ones really. Maybe Firetrap used to come, but I can't remember who that. I don't think they really helped anyone at the time. But I think wasn't there a period of Firetrap winning quite a bit between after EQ all quit, and then so it's Firetrap against No Mercy then, wasn't it, at some point?
This is before my time as well.
That was before your time as well.
But I remember Firetrap have got a lot of wins, so yeah. I think that was it. But I mean, when I started, it was literally, all the kind of the hardcore DL players were there, like Matthew and Hadu and Link and Ganon and all them lot, and they had no challenge. There was Ellin, if anyone remembers Ellin, the Korean guy. It was just him PKing them with Tongski when he capped and Knight and Alakazam. That was pretty much it. They had no challenge. So you can imagine that the server back then was a lot quieter. It was nowhere near as busy as it is now, and it was a bit. Like again, it was all just kind of one-sided on everything. They won the guild. That's why the percentage system came in for the Guild Village War, by the way. And DL were on 70% once. I remember it was on, and I got a video of it. They were on 70%, so they must have won it. God knows how many times on the trot. But it was just. I mean, it's a lot better now. All I'm saying is, it's we created this rivalry back then, and it's I think the server wouldn't be where it is now without it. So it's healthy and it's a good thing. And I think you said yesterday, didn't you, Nathan, about you want Alakazam unbanned because you don't want one less enemy. You want another enemy to fight, which is obviously how it should be.
To be fair, and also the fact, I think I was saying this to someone the other day, and it's if he isn't unbanned, then the likelihood is it's going to be another Archer, if we're totally honest, isn't it? So I'd rather have another Mage because I don't think he's going to quit. But ideally, I'd rather it be on a Mage than an Archer, because that does less to me.
Well, he's already got another Archer that's, I think, near level 100 already, so he's got another character anyway. So yeah, unban Alakazam. But yeah, that video, that what you're all on about, that video, that whatever you're on about, that guild, yeah?
Red Legacy, yeah.
Yeah, is called myth-of-soma, New Era Has Begun. Go check it out. Go look at the user count. I'm watching it right now as we speak. You go look at the user count there, right? And this is May 20th, 2017, so over a year ago. Or around, over a year. It's back coming up to a year, isn't it? So,
yeah.
So like, you look at the difference from now to then. It's massive. You know.
So when the user count now is very similar to like when I was on like early days. Like if you have a look on,
it is. I remember the same. Yeah.
Did you? There's a couple. I only saw it the other day on my actual pro, because I forgot you can put screenshots on the forum. On Takeshi's thing, there's I think it's the first or second one, and we used to have every Sunday, and this is to do with like the next topic, I suppose, as well. We used to have a PK war outside of bias, and there's one of them, and there's about 50 people just on the screen in one of my screenshots. And now it's getting to that point again, because I suppose because of the rivalry and because it gives people the motivation to actually level.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people do give me a load of shit, but you got to think it's been organised. Like you organise a lot of your team, don't you? Text and WhatsApp and all that stuff. Yeah. And that's what creates it. And again, without the rivalry, the game would be wouldn't be as fun. It's quite fun. So let's talk about our first point. We've got a few points we want to talk about. I'll just kind of go over the agenda. We're going to talk about the PK system, and it's implemented now, kind of. We're going to talk about the stones around the outside of VOD and the new bosses and things like that. We'll talk about Guild Village War, and we might touch on upgrades as well. But we might not. We'll see how much time we get. So PK system. Nate, do you want to start and add your 2 cents to this first?
So, like, to be fair, like, I'm gonna be totally honest. When the system was first mentioned, like, as much as since I came back, I got like not to the point of Sub-Zero getting absolutely harassed, but I mean, when I was trying to do in, I would get absolutely like smashed every time because I think I had 124 strength when I came back, capped in, well, 176 in. I was getting hammered every Tongski, like all of them were coming for me, but they, to be fair to them, most of the time they wouldn't follow me spawns. So, like, I think I was kind of a bit annoyed when the system came in at first, or when they talked about it. But then when I actually thought about it a bit more, I saw the benefits of it overall for like game content development, like freeing up the time of the GMs. I mean, the basics of it are, isn't it, that well, what it's meant to be? Because we tested it, didn't we, Matty? Two kills, as long as you don't hit back. So if you let them kill you twice, essentially, you get 30 minutes of free hunting or 30 minutes of immunity, however you want to word it. And then me and Matty, we tested it the other day with Kajoken. I think who killed me first? Was it Toxic killed me first? I think it was. And then Kajo killed me a few minutes later, but I had hit him and then I didn't get the immunity. We tested it 3 hours or so later and I still didn't get the immunity. So there was a little flaw with that and how it worked there.
Yeah, so I think it was still, then Dan was on pretty much all afternoon with us, wasn't he, just testing it and asking questions. So I don't know if it's 100% working right now, but it's definitely being implemented and obviously trying to be implemented. And when I got killed on Sanderkin, it actually said at the top, you are now immune from PK for X amount of time. So at least you get a bit of a warning. And, you know, if you are kind of continuously being hunted, at least you can kind of time it a little bit. You can set a little alarm, like, 30 minutes now of kind of free time. But I mean, the way I look at it as well is I think they should reset KD at once a month. I think, anyway. Just I've not mentioned really this to anyone, but the KD thing now, obviously.
No, you can't say anything like that.
Why?
Because everybody will say that'll get implemented, and everyone will go that you've.
Listen to my idea. Listen to my idea first, right? It's a little bit like, okay, let's say people who have whatever, fucking 3 million kills and not many deaths. That happened when the game was very different, where you could grief, where you could attack people who were very different levels and things like that. And people protect that. They think, oh, this is my protection. I'm not getting killed. I'm not kind of engaging in this and all this bollocks, right? Okay. But what if you reset it every month and you had a bit of a kind of ranking system, like a leaderboard? So the person who gets, the most PKs is kind of at the top. So at least this way, you kind of encouraging more PK, but now you can't grief. So it's kind of the best for me, the best of both worlds. I don't know. What do you guys think about that idea?
I think that is good to an extent, but then like it goes on to like with the PK system as well, how it is. So say if then you wanted to be the person who was the top of that leaderboard. Say when you cap Sub-Zero, you want to be top. Realistically, that means you're going to be Devil Morale, doesn't it? Say then if you're taking you're making the option to go and farm mags for the evening. You're like, okay, I'm gonna have a bit of a rest from PK today. I'm gonna go farm some mags. If someone comes and kills you twice, someone who is actively trying to like move their way up that board and be Devil Morale, is it right then that you can get killed twice and be immune even though you're Devil Morale? And you've made that active choice to be like part of that sort of cycle.
Yeah, I was discussing this as well with Dan the other day about this when he was testing the thing, and I said, if you Devil Morale, can you still be immune? He said yes, and I'm not sure about this. I'm still umming and ahhing because, like you say, Devil Morale people are obviously PKers, but they will want to go and hunt at some point. So there's pros and cons. Maybe it is a good idea for it's like another punishment, isn't it? Because Devil Morale, there's nothing apart from you can't go to town. That's it. You can get all your parts from the Gypsy Village. You can walk pretty much anywhere around the map now. So there's not any kind of downside to being Devil at the moment. But if you couldn't be immune, it's kind of like you're a real PKer then. You're kind of at risk at all times. So that might be something that needs a tweak. I think at the moment I would like to, I'm going to be Devil, so I'm not saying this because I want to be Devil, but I think it would be worth trying because then at least there's more of an incentive for people not to PK all the time.
If you're Devil Moral, you should be able to be hunted. It's like Bounty Hunter.
You're the bad guy.
You're the bad guy, and you can be hunted whenever anyone wants. If you're Devil Moral, you should be able to be hit any time, in my opinion.
Is that what you're saying?
You should be able to be immune. You should be able to go, I'm Devil Moral, and I want to go hunt mags. I'm gonna die twice. I'm gonna log on my other character, kill myself twice, and then I'm immune for 30 minutes as a devil moral. That's stupid.
Yeah, pretty much exactly that. Because it's more the fact that for you to stay devil morale as well. That's the thing nowadays, because it is easy for you to get morale up. So if you're staying devil morale, you are actively, PKing. Because I mean, I think mags give quite good morale, don't they?
It take you a while. But Warmus, you'll do it in a couple of
Yeah.
hours. You'll go from devil to neutral in a few hours at Warmus. So
yeah, so if you were actively staying devil, then that means you are going to be actively PKing. So I think maybe that choice of you not being able to get PK'd at all should be taken off you, because I mean that might make quite a small community of devil people who have a free for all on each other as well. So
yeah. I think that's a good idea. I really do. I think that's more like
that's definite.
Soma days was a bit like that as well, where all the devils kind of hung out, because I was obviously a PK devil, kind of hung out at the graveyard, and we'd all stick up for each other, even though we were not in the same guild or anything. So that might be interesting. We'll see. Obviously, we need to see how it pans out, this new PK system, but I think that might be a good tweak to it, and again, would more of an incentive for people to play which role they want to play in the game. If it is the odd PK here and there, then they can get the morale back up, or they are a full-time PKer, but you're running the risk of you can get hunted up the whole time as well.
You can go from devil moral to neutral in like an hour at Warmus.
Yeah,
it takes nothing to do, like nothing to do with the gear people have got now, because you can 2-hit Warmus. Warmus give amazing moral, and you can like 2-hit him. If I know Rocky like 1 hits him when he procs, and then nearly 1 hits him anyway, and it's so easy to gain moral. Like if you're devil moral, you should definitely not be immune. That's crazy. But yeah, I think that obviously everyone can discuss this on the forums. What do you guys think about him? Do you think people who are devil moral should they be immune? Should they be allowed to go immune? I think not, and the guys think not. So yeah, give your views on that one. But yeah, what else, have you got anything else you want to talk about with the PK system? I tell you what, Maya, explain, or if both of you two explain how it works, the new PK system exactly, so everybody gets it, because I still don't hardly get it. So how does it work?
I'll speak in terms of, say, if me and Matty were both there, right? So both of us hadn't been on for X amount of hours, so fresh, we haven't hit anyone. If I, Takeshi, go up to Sub-Zero, which will happen in the future, and I
get wrecked,
one bomb proc him, yeah, and he drops.
Yeah.
As long as he hasn't hit me, because I'd stealth ninja up to him behind him, he wouldn't see me come in. I'd kill him. Then he revives. I kill him again, and as long as he hasn't hit me at all, or healed me, or hit anyone else, he would get immunity for 30 minutes.
And it tells you this, does it?
It tells you. It tells you. On the other side of it, then, so the opposite option, I go up to Sub-Zero and I hit him. He gets his bow out and stops me from casting. Some magical way, I end up still killing him, and then I kill him again. Now I can keep killing him over and over and over and over, or the other way around. He can keep killing me because he has hit me once, or healed me once, or stoned me. He can keep griefing me over and over and over again, and it comes up on the top of the screen. So if I kept killing him, it would say you are not immune for 28 minutes 30 seconds. You are not immune for every time you die. It keeps saying it in like yellow writing at the top of your screen.
Right. Okay.
Does that run off if you log off? Does that time, like, say if you logged off for half an hour, would you come back in? Is it reset?
I guess it's server side, so it probably doesn't reset.
The weird thing with the bug yesterday, though, was it did say initially when Kajo killed me, you are not immune for 30 minutes. But then the next time, it didn't say it. So I suppose we'd need to test it once it's back up again, the PK's back on, and see whether, if I log out and in, does it remind me, or like what? Because that would be quite nice if you're like, you've got 4 minutes left, or so we can actually see how long of the immunity there is. Or even like, I think you guys mentioned it on the podcast before, like a little debuff thing at the bottom, like you do, like the little stamina one, whether you get in a bias, something like that, so you can see how long you've got it, or something along those lines.
Yeah, like the pots, like the attack pot has a countdown.
Yeah, like that.
Why don't that get added above the auras, and it's like just a little, like, I don't know, PK symbol, or like immunity symbol, or whatever. It don't matter what it is, just put something there with a countdown, starts at 30M and it counts down 29M, 28M, and then you know how long your immunity is lasting.
Yeah,
which it doesn't really matter anyway, because so basically, if I want to carry on hunting now and I don't care, and you come up to me on Takeshi and I just go, yo, kill me twice, mate. I don't care. You kill me twice, and then I can carry on hunting. I think that's perfect.
As long as you don't hit me, though, that's the key
yeah,
thing.
but I won't, will I? And then I can carry on. But then, so I think this is a great system. I don't know how it can't be like it benefits everyone.
The devil's advocate on that, I think me and Matty briefly spoke about it the other day, that although it means people get a lot of kills, like if like Matty's going around PKing or whatever, but like I personally don't want a kill where people are just standing. That's my I don't care really about KD. I want them to fight back. I suppose obviously it takes everyone into consideration, but this system does mean that people are less likely to fight back because they're like, well, I don't really think I can win, even though they can maybe. So that means it's just, oh yeah, look, bang, 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 dead, bang, 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 dead. Okay, next person. There's no like adrenaline to some respect. There's no like actual fight. It's more me just ganking someone.
But when we have us PK wars outside Guild Village every Friday night at 11 o'clock or whatever, we'll be fine to do that. Because we'll all be hitting each other and none of us will be immune ever.
Yeah, that's it. So PK wars are fine.
Yeah. So like I don't, if I die twice on Q, because I die all the time because I'm like the worst tank in the game.
I agree.
Yeah. So I die all the time. So if you guys can still hit me then, even if I've stoned you before.
Yeah. Yes. So as soon as you hit that stone, you can be grief for 30 minutes, and you can be constantly attacked. So
PK was what's everyone moaning about? It's fine. The system, it's perfect. Finn's a very very smart man.
I think this was a change though. To be fair to the original notes, the way it was that, and this, if you hit a player, you don't get immunity for 30 minutes. I think that was added in maybe after your last podcast. I think originally it was if you die twice, you are immune. So that meant that people got that free stone, but now they don't get that free stone.
Yeah. Which is a lot better. I think it's going to work well. I think it's going to save a lot of issues, and that's like you hit the nail on the head, Nathan, at the beginning, saying it's just going to save the GM's time. Like, there's no reason really now, apart from harassment, that you should be reporting players. Obviously, apart from bad language and shit like that, but it'll save a lot of hassle. It really will. So if you get grief now, it's kind of your own fault because you've hit back. The only thing I'm a bit kind of, I think what we'll start seeing is, like, for example, if a one-on-one fight started happening, and then there's three of your guild kind of 2 screens away ready to come and attack. You know what I mean? So you kind of bait them into hitting you back. That's the only downside.
Yeah, but if you're hunting, like for me and you, Matty, or anyone out there, and you're just hunting, you're just gonna let them kill you. You're not gonna care.
Well, I fought back yesterday. Someone came to try to kill me yesterday, and I fought back because it was one person. But if he had 2 or 3 people back up the screens, I'd have been like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to walk now. So that's the only thing that's been baited into that. So we'll see how that goes, though. But again, you can't have it. It's not going to be. There's never going to be.
So you can get baited though now.
There was the low level bait, and there was a comment on the forum. I think it was Yoshimako, Smako, something or other. I can't remember, some character beginning with Y. I think a low level character hit him. He hit the low level character back, and then another character came that was capped, and then just dropped him.
Yeah. So I think they've changed that now. So you can only attack within your level range, I think. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, that was taken out.
So it flagged that lower level player for PK for everybody's level.
For everybody's level, yeah.
But Finn's changed it already.
Yeah, Finn's changed. I think Finn's
changed. That's been changed.
That, Fred.
Yeah, that's been brought in twice because it was changed because there was like level 30 odd coming just blind and slowing and people who were grey. So let's say if the PK were going on, they log on a load of noobs and blind the people who were PKing who were capped because they couldn't get hit back. So that's why that rule came in, which made sense at the time. So they've taken it out again. So we'll see how that goes. So I don't know how.
Wait, so you can log a low level now and just spam them, blind them, slow them?
Well, saying that though, no, they have to be in the same. I think what he's done is So before if let's say there's a level 100 grey, and a level 20 could attack any grey player at whatever level. So the level 20 could attack the grey person, but he couldn't hit back because he was too low level. I think now, let's say the level 20 tries to attack the grey, he can't because he's not in the level range. He can only do it within the level range now.
Right,
that makes sense. So it should be better. It should be fine. So again, there's been a lot of work into this, a lot of work, and you think, the amount of time and effort that Finn and Dan have put into this, it's can be, I think it's going to massively benefit the server, especially long term. Especially for new players, and if you just want to if you're a new player, you just want to hunt 50k in resis for peace for half an hour. And again, it's going to be more than half an hour, and I don't think anyone's going to set their alarm and go, I'm going to come back in half an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So unless they're really fucking sad, it's going to be one of those.
There will be some, Matty. We know, but the only thing that it might open up to is mob stealing. Will people now annoy people by mob stealing? Because they can't PK him, might a high level, a cap character, just mob steal so the guy can't hunt.
Depends what you define by mob steal, though, because that's a very vague.
Well, term. Alright, I'm at Shannis, and I've got me tanking Shannis, tanking all around me, and I'm killing him on my bowman, yeah? And I get PK'd twice, and I'm like, ha ha ha, you can't hit me now, fool. Half an hour, and then he's like, for half an hour, obviously, and then he's like, actually, I'm going to kill all your mobs, so you can't even hunt anyway. And then in half an hour's time, I'm going to PK you again.
I'd say that's harassment, personally. If he's hitting all your mobs,
yeah, but
and he's doing it on purpose.
What's the rule? Are you allowed to do it? Are you not allowed to do it?
There was a forum post on this, wasn't there? There was a few. I mean, there's not really any set rules, but you can't harass a player for starters. That's against the rules. Harassment's against the rules. But me and Takeshi were talking about this actually around the BLG and hunting and things, and we've all said for a long time now at BLG, if you've got more than 3, let other people hit it to speed the spawn up. And I think that's kind of becoming more of the universal rule now. I mean, all the Chinese, the Koreans, every single person I've been hunting with recently, we've all said, if I've got more than 3, hit them. And it's better for the spawn. It's better for everybody because their spawn will, the spawn will keep turning over quicker.
Yeah.
So maybe, we just have that unwritten rule if someone is just generally killing all your mobs and being annoying, record it, because if it's stopping you from hunting, as soon as you go to a mob.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we're sharing and being friends here.
Yeah,
I'm saying 4 level 110s come to PK me, they PK me, and then I'm like, right, I can hunt for free now for half an hour without any problems. So these 4 level 110s just kill all my mobs all the time.
What do you think, Nathan? Would you want to put your
I'm quite impressed that you actually ended up thinking of that. Yeah, I can imagine that would be so unbelievably annoying. But I think that is literally a case where you would just have to. And again, I suppose it's wasting Jim's time in some respect. But if it kept happening, you'd have to
I'd record it. And
you'd have to somewhat report it.
You'd have to report it, wouldn't you? You'd have to report it because no way. They're basically saying I can't PK you, so I'll stop you hunting in another way by killing all the mobs. So this 30 minutes immunity you've got means nothing now because the guy can't hunt anyway. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. So there needs to be rather the GMs need to say that you're not allowed to do this. It would be claimed as harassment, as in because you've PK'd that guy, as you can see from the feed. We've got a recording or a screenshot or whatever it is of you of 4 level 110s killing all the mobs of the lower level that's trying to hunt and taking it up as they need to. It needs to be a rule, doesn't it?
I think the universal rule of people have said this. Jackal Pup said the same rule as what we've been working to, and I'm not actually hunting with Jackal Pup. If you've got 3 around you, they're your mobs. Any more that other people can help hit just to speed up the spawn.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But listen, I'm not finished. And then, but if the ones that you're hitting, that's especially the ones they shouldn't hit. You're hitting a mob, nobody should be hitting that mob. If someone else has got 8 around them, I'll never hit the same one they're hitting. I'll hit another one that they're not hitting. Because if something drops, it's like, well, whose drop is it? So I think if we all kind of just use our common sense and don't be dicks and just stick to that universal rule, then that just helps everybody. I think that speeds the spawns up. Everybody knows it's their drops because it's going to be their kill. and then everyone's happy. No one's kind of struggling for mobs, or somebody's got like 20 around them.
Yeah, that's fine, Matty. I understand that, and that's totally fine. I do that, and I tell people all the time when I've been playing sub a lot with you, and we tell people all the time, hit my mobs, I don't mind. My issue is, like I said, and I'll repeat it, if I get PK'd by 5 members of the rival guild, right, and then I say, I've got 30 minutes immunity now, you can't do anything, and they say, yeah, we can kill all your mobs, so you cannot hunt. Right?
That sounds harassment.
So they surround you and kill every mob around you that comes near you. Right?
I'm hoping that the Soma population doesn't as in like I can see where you're coming from, that that is a possibility, but like I would hope that people come on.
I could come on Rocky, right? I could ban Jackal-Pup, right, twice, easily, right? And then he go, I'm 30 minutes free, and I go, watch this. Firestorm round all his shannies, wipe his shannies out in 3 hits, because it only takes about 3 hits on a 200 ink character, and then him be like, oh, well, he's just killed all my mobs, and I can't even hunt. And I'm like, yeah, you can't hunt, and I can't PK you, but you can't hunt now. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I was saying. That needs to be, there needs to be something in place. The GMs need to come out and say you can't do that.
Yeah, so I think, maybe
they
some
have to.
more...
They have to. It's harassment.
Well, I think that's already said though. That's already like harassment. Like I think the rules on the forum are saying like harassment. Like they're not defining it, but I mean that would logically be harassment. I can't imagine like if something like that happened and then so and so messaged me or you messaged John, because John's better at moaning at people than me in some respects. Like I'm sure they'd have a word with him if it was us, and I'm sure like one of you lot would have a word with him if it was you. So it might not even get to the point where it has to be.
I hope not.
Yeah, like I'm hoping. Like I can see where you're coming from, but I'm hoping that wouldn't happen because people would have better things to do than to do that. Like go kill another person twice, come back in half an hour, and then kill you twice. Like however it is, there's other options for people to do it other than to frostwind your mobs or whatever for half an hour. Like that's come on. Like you're not even getting that good drops there. It's like
you're doing it just to annoy that person.
Yeah, exactly. Which I suppose wouldn't like that would annoy me. Yeah. But I'm hoping that people wouldn't do that.
I mean, rule number 4 on the house rules, it's don't harass other players. This entails stopping someone from hunting through griefing, debuffing, luring mobs, or otherwise. And that comes under that rule. Well, that stops somebody from hunting. So yeah, so it's against the rules, it's a bannable offence, blah, 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 blah. But hopefully no one's a dick and no one would do that. So let's just let's see what happens.
So we all know how the PK system works. Let's roll with it. It's happening. Who cares? It's a good idea. If you think it's a good idea, if you think it's a bad idea, it doesn't matter. It's in. We've got to live with it, deal with it. Have you got what else you want to finish on with PK, new PK system?
No, I think it needs more testing, but we'll see. I think we'll see over the next few weeks and months.
I think it sounds good to me. I think PK is off again, isn't it? So we can't even test it
at the moment. Yeah, I think there was an event on today. That's why. And I presume he does that sometimes. Forgot to turn it back on, so I think it's just for that reason.
Anyway, we talked for half an hour about the PK system, so let's move on.
Okay, stones. Let's talk about them. The crystals.
Stones, the crystals. I think we'll call them crystals.
Yeah,
it's cooler.
Crystals.
And stones will get mixed up with other stuff.
So Diamond did a forum post and basically tried to get the community together to try and solve this puzzle that is in the game right now. So if you're not aware, in VOD there's 5 crystals scattered around VOD. They're all kind of around the outskirts of VOD. Some people have made notes of the coordinates, but if you just pretty much run around all the edge of VOD, you will see them all, and take you 10 minutes or so if you want to write down your own coordinates, etc. And there are little crystals. Basically, it's the miniature versions of the one that's in the swamp with the woman inside the kind of the glass or ice kind of crystal thing. So apparently, if you've all seen the trailer of Cesspool, the crystals go from grey to blue to red, and then we presume when either they're all blue or they're all red or something, we can access the new boss, which is the Negamare, which I presume will drop something amazing. Now, I've seen pictures of, and right now I think in the game, some crystals are grey, some crystals are blue and do nothing. So when they're grey, you click them, it says this does nothing. I've seen them where the blue, you click them, it says this does nothing. I've also seen it where you click it and it says crystal activated, which really intrigued me. And so something is activating these crystals. So they are working, but there's no one's figured it out yet. But what made the crystal activate? That's the thing. If someone can figure out what makes the crystals activate, and it might be a lot of people are saying about clicking them at the same time and clicking them at a certain point. But from what I've seen, I mean, I've not tested it that much. You've only spent maybe a couple hours with a couple of characters clicking on them around the map and things. I've not noticed anything around like that. The one that was activated was just somebody randomly went up to it and clicked it and it was activated, but it was still the same color as what it was when it said it does nothing previously when I was touching it. So I don't know, Nate, have you explored these yet or anything?
I haven't explored it. Like I think a few of the Dark Legacy Titans have been like playing around with it. Mainly Gandalf. Doesn't have anything else better to do because he's at uni. Love you, Lucas. Now, they messaged Dan. I think Cupid got a similar response, just checking if it was worth the time to actually like look at it. So he said that it's not in fully, but it will be in when certain criteria is met. But like that's really kind of ambiguous. Like it's kind of a bit like, does that mean it's in, but we have to do something to get it to work, or does that mean that we have to do things for him to put it in? Like that's the confusing thing with that kind of thing.
I think it's in now. I genuinely think it's in now, but we haven't figured out how to activate them all. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it is. And I'm kind of coming up with some ideas where, is it something to do with getting the devils involved? Like, for example, do you need to kill a devil near the crystal? You know what I mean? To kind of activate it. I've played a few games, it just reminds me that you have to kind of, what reminds me of this? Call of Duty Zombies, where you have to kill so many zombies within a certain area to kind of feed the thing that opens up the next gate or opens up the whatever. Is it you have to kill a certain amount of mobs around the crystal to make it activate? Is it you have to use any of the whistles or the flutes that are in game, like an item that's already in game to make it activate? One's already activated, so someone's figured one out. So we just need to figure out the rest, or the person who has figured it out, can you kind of let us know what you did? Well, I mean, I've seen the screenshot of the person who found the crystal activated, but they've not really said whether they did anything yet.
That the D-Soma player Keket, he found out that there's more colours than just the blue. There's actually they found them grey. Grey's the colour that they already are, I believe, is what it means. Yeah. So they've found blue, red, green, and purple.
Really?
Yeah. So they're all different colours.
Interesting.
He's been these are the D-Soma ones, because obviously he's a D-Soma player. He has been round and clicked them all and done stuff or whatever. I don't really know. And they're all different colours. They also ran around the map, did Keke and his guild, looking for an NPC. Once they were all a certain colour, I believe he started running around the map, trying to find a secret NPC that might have spawned. After clicking them or whatever, but they couldn't find anything.
I love it. Yeah, I kind of love the mystery. You know what I mean? It kind of brings a little bit of a.
Oh, he came to Human Soma ×6 as well and clicked it, and nothing happened. So like the devils don't at the moment. The devils don't come to Human World and click them, and vice versa.
Or do they?
Or maybe they do and it don't work yet, who knows. But all we know is it doesn't work yet, fully. They're in the game, but they're not fully working. There's like teaser. It's like a teaser.
It is. And maybe it's now if they're different colours, maybe it's like you have to hit the one that's like, maybe it's a series of colours you have to hit. So you have to find the one that's blue and hit that one next. Find the one that's green and hit that one next. You know what I mean? It might be something like that. I don't know. There's so many different.
It might be even like that, along with the fact that you have to hit certain ones at certain times and this. So we just need everyone to start fiddling about with them.
I think don't tell us, Dan, because I think this is an awesome thing, and I think it's great for people to try and figure out. And you know what it reminds me of? I remember on eSoma, this has just come to me, so I'm flashback. It was when VOD was really unexplored and no one was high enough level to kind of go anywhere apart from the entrance, really. This is why the highest level was probably level 50. And what we did one day was, I think we were going in Nightblade, so you might have actually been here, Tom, when we did this, is we all went for a hunt we all went about, there must have been 50 of us, and we all went to VOD, and we went up to where the very top of it, so where kind of Shironim spawns and all that stuff. And that's the first time that anyone had really explored this area. And if you notice up there, there's like that little grave with steps going down. Mm. And we all thought that was a secret entrance to something. It was literally the first time anyone had ever seen it. And what happened is I was on dial-up internet, and if you picked up the phone while you were on Soma froze, but you could still run around the map. So what I did, I went onto the VOD map, I picked the phone up to kick myself off the internet, dial-up, and then I could run around the whole map. So I was looking at like VOD as if, before the first time you've ever explored it. You can imagine how exciting that is, a 15-year-old kid running around VOD for the first time ever. And I remember seeing that house where on the left near, just above Nightmares, that kind of house building. I thought that was something. And I was at the steps thinking, because you kind of go down them steps a little bit, thinking, oh God, this has got to be something. And, trying to unlock the secrets of VOD. And what we're doing now reminds me of that. And obviously nothing really happened. It was all just for decoration, really, we found out in the end. But it was quite cool to see all that for the first time. So this kind of reminds me of that, so it's good. I just thought I'd share that story with you anyway.
Yeah, so it's who knows what is to come with it. If you go on the armory, you can't actually type the boss name in. But what I do is, if you go on the armory and onto monster and find a monster, and then the address bar at the top, if you change the end code to 4298, I believe it is, it actually comes up. Oh, I think I've just clicked it, and you might be able to hear the music on the thing now. But it plays music on the website. I'm going to go off it because it's playing music. It plays music on the website, and all blur. Makes all the screen blurry, and that's supposedly the new boss. And it's called, we think, the Damned Negamare.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's what it's
There's a picture of it.
It just makes the whole screen go really weird.
Yeah, have you done it? Go and do it.
Yeah.
Go onto the armory. I'll say it again for everyone. Go onto the armory, go onto monster. The easiest way to do it is go onto the armory, go onto monster, and type in loom. And the loom comes up, and you click the red loom. And then at the top of your address bar, it says 4297. You change it to 4298. And then it comes up with it. It's really cool. Go have a look, because it plays music and everything, and it's like it makes it's like static, doesn't it? Like TV static.
Yeah.
The old TV channel static. Go out, everyone, go and have a look. That's been in for ages though. Like that was been in since the patch. I found that in the patch. So that's been in there ages. Once it did show the mob. It did show the boss, and I think. Yeah. If you look,
Demon's got a screenshot of it.
Demon's got the screenshot of it. He must have screenshotted it when it actually showed it. It shouldn't show it though. I don't know how he got it, but he's got it somehow. It might be old. He might have checked it when Finn were doing stuff, and but it's not supposed to be there. But that's it. And you can see the stats. You can see the magic it's going to cast. Like it's going to cast Mass Weaken. It's going to cast Mass Chain Lightning. And then Cerebral Attack is the really heavy magic damage attack that the Shaman do, isn't it? The one that really does big damage to you.
Oh yeah, the spear attack. Yeah. So that's is it a melee attack? I'm sure it's melee.
I don't know, but it does mega damage. Its int is 551 in. So that is gonna anybody with low in is gonna get wrecked, and it's got Mass Weaken as well.
One shot.
So it's gonna be a strong boss. If that is the boss, obviously that might not be the boss. Dan might change it, but that is supposedly what it is.
Just thought something. What was the number? 4298.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something to do with the coordinates in VOD.
Maybe.
Something to do with the crystals, maybe. Dun, dun, dun.
I doubt
I love it. I love solving mysteries like this shit. I love it.
I doubt
anyway,
it. I doubt it.
You doubt it, but you never know. It'd be quite cool if it was. So yeah, let's start working together. And if anyone does want to share their what they find, if you can notice anything different, if any crystals are acting differently, whatever, then let's try and do it. Because I guarantee, if you solve this yourself, you're not going to go and kill that boss. In a million years, you'll need probably 30 of you.
Well,
looking at the stats.
You'd hope it'd say its approaches and that lot. So
unless you spawn somewhere else, unless there's a portal you go through, it will say.
I mean, I don't think it's going to spawn for every. I think it's going to be whoever's. Let's say if you do have to do something with the crystals, it's not just going to spawn on the map for everybody. I really don't think it's going to do that. I think it's going to be those who've done all the spits and bobs, and then you've got to say go to a portal or a portal will open.
Yeah, how
That's what's gonna
awesome
happen.
would that be?
Yeah.
Like, and you were in a party or whatever, or you can, I don't know, you can go into a portal but only let certain people in, and
Yeah.
oh, that'd be cool.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah. So I think
But
the first time
then
it dies,
they could
it'll
spawn
be...
it, and the rival guild could go to the portal to try stop the other guild members getting in or whatever. You know what I mean? That would be mint. That would be nice.
What would be cool with it is if it was so strong that it was like you couldn't just do it with like one or two guilds. It had to be like a joint effort, like server cooperation for like a brief period. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you're never going to get it down in like a week with just like 20 of you or something. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, that you have to actually play together. Like DL and VK have to actually not kill each other, even though the immunity is in.
Yeah.
But talking about bosses, I wanted to bring something up that I saw something on the forums about someone mentioned about the Darien Queen, and that the China have it on time, and it doesn't actually tell you when it's approaching, I believe. You know, Darien, you know there's like loads that spawn at the same time.
They're all at time 8. They all spawn at time 8. So that you know when it's spawning.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Is it always time 8, no matter what?
But Chinese have a character log there. But that's, again, you can get there. There's no. I don't have an issue.
I didn't know that. I thought it were random still.
No, it's time 8.
Right. Well, I was gonna say maybe they should put in where it tells you when it's approaching and gives you 5 minutes so you can get there. But if you've got whoever posted that, then if it is time 8, he might not have known either.
It's always time 8. Yeah.
Whoever it is, then if it's always time 8, at time 7, just get running.
It's
pretty simple, isn't it? You know. So anyway,
I mean, they were there when the sub was quite a low level, and they were there, and I got the kill over them. So you know, anyone can kind of get that kill. It's a lot of pot luck, and it's a low strength and a low in mob, so you know everyone will do a lot of damage to it. So it's a good one just to go and do. Anyway, they drop the rings, drop the rare hero rings, which are obviously quite sought after.
I didn't know it was time 8, but yeah, if it's time 8, get setting off at time 7 a bit earlier, mate. I never knew that. Now I know, so I'll be able to set off at time 7.
Because that drops the hero rings, doesn't it? That everyone wants.
Yeah. That's why people want the Darien Queen.
Yeah.
So yeah, the new stones around VOD, pretty cool. Let's see what happens in the next. Maybe the GMs can give us an update. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Just to say.
No, don't tell us.
We don't want any information.
No,
don't even tell us it's in.
No, we want to know if it's worth even doing. Like if they say, guys, the stones are now activated, go and find out how they work, you know, rather than Kekit spending 10 hours of his day running around the mob for an invisible NPC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at least tell us damn Nega Mary's here, you know. So or can be spawned, go find out how, you know. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So yeah, we'll move on to his next point anyway. But I did want to mention that Mags. We talked about Mags in the last cast, and we said that the MD, they got an MD buff. Now, we mentioned that we thought it could be a mistake. It actually was a mistake. The GMs were meant to put the buff onto D-Soma Mags, and they ended up being on the human Soma Mags. And anyway, it got reverted. They're back to normal. Any mage can hunt Mags again. So yeah, Mags are back to normal, so it's fair for people with strength, and it's fair with people with int, so it's fine. So we don't really need to go on anymore about it, but yeah, they're back to normal, which is nice to know. I did want to say one thing about updates and small updates. It'd be nice if the GMs could make a sticky thread and update it every time there's even if it's a tiny little update. Just update it to say we did this week, or we did this that day, or we did this that day. Just so people in the community can keep like an idea of what's happening and the updates that are happening. Because nobody even knew about these mags till guild members rocked up there and were like, I can't kill mags.
Did they not write about D-Soma ones either though? I haven't looked through. Did they not even say?
They mentioned that D-Soma ones were going to get changed, or they were going to look at changing them, but they never actually came out and said, we have changed D-Soma mags. They never said that. Like, they never said, on this day we changed D-Soma mags. It literally was just human players got to mags and they changed, and D-Soma ones have changed. I think he changed them all by accident instead of just changing one side, you know. So it'd be nice if he could give us an update every week or every time they do a small update, even if it's a tiny little tweak, you know, like we've reduced this or we've buffed this or we've updated the server, you know, just anything. Keep us up to date, because everybody does like to know, and it stops people posting on forums like, what's going on? Yeah, anything else to say on that one?
No, still good.
Nope.
Still good. I mean, I think on the mags thing, I do think there should be a second spawn. I've said this for a while, but every other mob in the game's got a second spawn. I just think I think Merc or something like that, a map that's not used much.
Merc.
A spawn,
Merc,
you know.
put 'em in Merc, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, though? What do you think about second mag spawn?
To be fair, like when I was listening to some of the podcasts before, like that is one of the things I agree with, but like I can see why he hasn't, because realistically, I think it is one of the easier things to actually put in, because it is just typing in the spawns, and obviously you can pretty much copy it over in the Deddy and do it all. But I think it's more the fact that he wants us to want Conti. Like, I think that he wants us to want Conti, and so far the reason I went yesterday was so I can farm mags later. That is literally the main reason, and so that the number one tank on myth-of-soma, Shiloh, can get his necklace as well. No, Tom's not biting. He's holding it in. He's holding it in. Yeah, so I think he wants us to want Conti, and I think maybe if he puts it in, like, I'm just playing devil's advocate here because I do want them, but if he puts it in, I think maybe HSOM will be less inclined to go, maybe.
What did you think about my ideas for the Conti improvements that I said on the podcast? Did you listen to that one?
Which one was that? I'm trying to
It
think.
was making the crafter room only HSOM can go in it, adding balls and shaman to it, and what was the third one? There was 3 points. Oh, devs can't use resis on. Well, they get walked back to dev.
Yeah, that's changed now. That's changed. He's done that. Yeah, he's just updated. Finn put an update on recently in the last few days,
saying.
I'll read it out now.
I don't know this.
Server update. I think it were on the 2nd. Oh yeah, on the 2nd he put a server update out, and when he added the PK immunity thing, saying opposing race in other race maps will now be moved to main town when using a revive scroll.
That's okay. That's good.
It will still use the revive rules. So now, basically, if you get hunted in Conti and you kill a dev, they go back to town.
That's good. That makes it more.
But so do we. Maybe do we? I think we do as well. Opposing race in other race maps.
Only if So if we go and raid theirs when they've got content.
So
but we can still use normal resis, obviously.
Yeah, in ours. Yeah.
Okay, that's better then. That was one of the big issues I thought with Conti. I'll say, but again, I mean, I couldn't make the War of the Worlds. I decided to watch boxing instead. But I think if we just sort of I think that should be the biggest event of the week. I think it should be.
It should, without a doubt. And to be fair, like, I'm guilty of it. I am definitely one of the people. Like, we'll get messages in the WhatsApp sometimes, and people will be like, oh, "Come on, War of the Worlds, War of the Worlds, War of the Worlds," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm hunting," or "Oh, I'm laying on the sofa eating pizza."
Yeah.
Like, it's I like it, I enjoy it. But like the last one, like yesterday's one was better. The one before that was like, I didn't enjoy it at all. We got absolutely smashed. Like, it was. Did you go to the last one at all?
I've not done one in a while.
I was recording the podcast there and watching one.
Yeah, and it was absolute. Like, I don't know where all these devils came from. Like, there was so many, which is good to see. It's good to see. But what I think was happening then is I think some HSOM were going on devils. To get a bit of PvP out of humans, but then it just makes the humans that come like not bother, and then they just go back to town, and then when the devils or the humans that are on devils decide to go back to their humans, there's not enough humans to then win, because yesterday we had a good team going. I think we had all 3 stones by the end of it. There was a little war going on outside the main throne room, whatever you call it. The devils were all out there. They were trying to push. We had precasts. We had all the guilds like working on stones, and we were just dropping them within and stuff. But it works really well and it is enjoyable, but it's just making people want to do it. And I think, like you said, Matty, if we put Valks and Boars, perhaps with a better drop chance again, like with the mags, I think that would give people, along with the 10%, because I mean the 10% is nice, but you don't notice it that much, do you? But the mags is the main thing. If people had, especially when people are getting to farming, like some people will want to farm Boars, or some people, I know I'll be farming Valks for a bit as well. So if I can get better drops at Valks in Conti, well, I want Conti then. So they could kind of put it in line and put the mobs in there, because that would work with how Dan has wanted things, that more people go to War of the Worlds because more people want it.
I don't understand why they never were put in, to be fair, mate. Like, why wouldn't you put the main mobs in the Conti? It does make no sense. Like, why we wouldn't put them in there, to me. They should just make Conti map. You know, you get the 10% gain anyway in stats. If you hunt on Conti, you get an extra 10% on top of that 10%. That's what they should do as well. Like,
I think there's a few tweaks that could happen that would make it more people turn up.
So many, like I've said it loads of times. We did that big cast one day, and I showed you everybody the map of Conti and how much we use, and we use that tiny little percentage of the map, right? If you had Horde Shanice and all the other ones there, all like the other mobs that people hunt, Palace and Devilfish and all that in there, right? And I know they're exclusive to VOD, but stick them in Conti at a higher drop chance and at a drop rate, and even at a faster stat gain, even if it's 5%, people are going to go, oh, actually, I can hunt so much faster if we hunt Conti, because I can hunt in Conti. And
I think that's a good idea, because in VOD there's so many people hunting, and if we moved majority of them to Conti, there's more RVR. There's going to be more people probably play Devil Sub because get more action on it, you know. And I'm going to do a Devil after sub as well, so that'd be quite cool to see. I just think that maybe, you know, there's been so many tweaks to certain things at the moment, and it's so much better. I think a few little tweaks, and again, there's so many ideas thrown out there now. It would make it. I want to make it as bigger than the Guild Village War event, because the Guild Village War and Hate Zone is nuts, and we all love it. But I think, you know, World of War should be bigger, and it should be better, and it should be, you know, all the guilds on Hate Zone are fighting, you know, all the guilds on D Zone. It should be the biggest event of the week. So I don't know. Maybe throw your ideas out there on the forum. The idea of the crafting room is just to get the crafters involved, because a lot of people just craft. And just to get them thinking, you know, if I
it is easier there, isn't it? The crafting.
Oh yeah. I mean, I did subs SR there, and I did majority of it, probably till the last few skills, because then Dev's got wires that I was there. But it's so much quicker. Like the running time's like literally 5 steps away. You know, especially for the loom one. So it gets the craft. You know, anyone who's crafting. There's quite a lot of people at the moment crafting as well. It makes them go, right, I'm crafting for double SR. It's going to take me, you know, a lot less time if I've got Conti. I'm going to go to it and fight. I'm never crafting again, by the way. I'm sick of it. I've crafted so much on this game. So I'm not doing that for my sake. I'm doing it for all the crafters' sake. But yeah, I think a few tweaks and it would make it, you know, bigger and better.
Just a side point though with that, like, it's brilliant, because I remember messaging Dan about the Discord, and then he put it up, or I think it was up anyway, but it wasn't linked to the forum. What I noticed, which I think might be quite nice, is I'm trying to think how it could, like, the password or something in a channel for humans and for devils. I can't logically think how we can do it unless he gives, like, someone the password for humans and devils, because we were like the PvP when we had that race event. We were like shouting out, like, stone him, and then they're like, no, don't do it, because they're in the chat with us. They were in the chat with us, so you can't like call stuff out. So it'd be similar with like so and so's popping out. I'm just, oh wait, he's just run back in because he can hear everything I'm saying. We want to build that like cooperation between guilds for race v race, but then like, and it's a great platform to have. But we need some way of having humans and devils, so we can have like a joint channel where we can all chat, but one where we can go for Guild Village War, not Guild Village War, but War of the Worlds, where it can be humans and devils. But I don't really know how.
I think the only way is if we do that ourselves. So if let's say if you set it up and you invite all VK, all Titans, all DL, everybody who you think will turn up, and then people. You know, let's say if there's some people, say, a Sparta that haven't got a devil and they want to come and help, and they are doing it just for that sake, and then you can control it. If you're in that chat room and you can see that there's a devil in there, let's say if you know Brainstorm somehow got in there, kick him out, because you're in control of it. So it's probably best if if one of us can.
We'll do that then.
Yeah. I'm happy to jump on that as well. Make a completely new channel, so it's just and call it War of the Worlds, and then that's or SS/War of the Worlds, and then we know that's a channel that we jump on for everybody. That'd be a good idea. That.
Definitely. Another idea that somebody put out that I wanna mention, because we mentioned this before in one of the previous casts. Free mode aura, someone mentioned, like an aura that goes on you when you're in free mode. Because I hunted, I didn't tell you this, Matt. I hunted for about 3 hours on sub the other night when I was on night.
Free mode. Everything you're saying is like music to my ears.
Yeah, literally 3 hours. I think I was hunting, and I was like, "Are we disco?" And I was like, I looked at my percent, and I was like, I haven't had to use any rested pots in a while. What the hell's going on? And then I'm like, oh, we're on 55%, like what looked at the time, and I was like, holy shit, I've been here like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and it's not moved 1%. I'm like, fucking bastard. I was so fucking mad. I literally turned the game off and went, fucking stupid fucking thing. And the only reason I did it is because there were apers in the pit, and I was clearing them out for people to help people out, and I fucking wasted 3 hours. And I'm swearing now. I'll calm down. I'm sorry, but I was really mad.
I did that. I think it was yesterday when I was hunting with Matty, and there were a few others there, and there was just this apus, and it was annoying. I had sounds on once. I was in the zen, and I was like, okay, I swear to God, I'm gonna drop kick that apus in a minute. So I went in free mode, went over there, killed it, and it was ages. I was on like 9.2%. I was trying to work out my percent for my spreadsheet. I was like, this is kind of odd. It took me about 3 or 4 times to check on my percent, which must have been about 45 minutes, to go, hang on a second, there's something wrong here. And I actually went in free mode today, and I was actually saying out loud, I'm in free mode, 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 and I managed to take it off. And I did it again later on, and that's the only way I remember to take it off, is like free mode, over and over again.
Exactly.
God, that would be
just put, like, you've got on this attack potion and defensive potion little icon. Surely you can just make an icon that comes on at the bottom of your screen showing free mode. Or something that props up on your screen. I don't know. Leave the writing at the top. When you type /free mode, it fucking stays at the top saying free mode on. And then when you turn it off, the writing disappears, you know?
Changes the colour of your XP bar.
Yeah, it does something, you know? We need some indication. We mentioned it a few podcasts ago. And someone brought it up on the ideas and suggestions. And Jahira said, Finito mentioned before about having an icon displayed on screen, but it's not happened as of yet. Now, I don't know when that was Finito said this, but Finito obviously knows about it. Finito, if you're listening, please, next update, put that in, because I bet there's loads of people that do that all the time. I know Rocky's done it. I know I've done it, obviously. You've done it, Takesha. Can you remember?
I've done it many times.
You've done it. Imagine how many people have done it. So can we please put that back in? Let's do it. Please put it back in. Please.
Please.
Because I waited so long.
We beg you, Finn. We love you.
Yeah. The other idea that someone mentioned on the ideas and suggestions was auto accepting dailies on login. I like this idea.
Yeah.
Maybe
I forgot. You know what? I'm hunting now. I forgot to do it.
Yeah.
That's what
I forget all the time. So just a checkbox, man. Just a checkbox. You know.
Another thing that confuses me with dailies is, let's say I go and collect my daily now. Let's say I did it yesterday and obviously completed it. I went and collected it. I can't reset it again for a while, if you know what I mean.
24 hours.
Is that what it is? I've got to wait 24 hours from the collection.
Yeah, from the
collection. I thought they reset one in the morning.
Or it might be the next day, like at midnight or 1 kind of thing.
Right. Well, I mean, it would be like, so now I know if I went there now, if it's activated, obviously I've definitely killed 200 BLG. So I'll collect it, but then I can't reset it for today. You know what I mean? Maybe it should be a way that you can collect your one if it's from the previous day and reset your one straight away. You know what I mean? Because the other quest where you kill 1,999 BLG, you can reset that one straight away. You get like your large weapon box, whatever it is, and then you click it again and it resets straight away. So that one does it, but the dailies don't. So maybe just even a simple tweet like that would make it a lot. But yeah, but definitely autos because dailies are great. I think dailies keep people on the game every day, and I know so many people come in and they go, "I'm just going to do my dailies." Like Kite, I've been hunting with him quite a lot. He does his dailies on Kite whilst he's leveling his lower level character as well. Like Rob will come and do his daily quest on Mags and people like that. So it's worth getting because you get your scrolls and you get all the other cool stuff. I think scrolls mainly is the biggest help at the moment because you get 2 of them and then it's pretty handy now. I'd definitely when this is capped, I'm doing dailies for I'm doing double dailies every day to get the scrolls and stuff. So.
Well, I've got another point with that. You were just saying the double dailies and doing the dailies. I think it was John Hawkmoon. We were chatting on Discord yesterday, just about when the next level cap comes up. If you keep doing your dailies over and over again, obviously building those tokens up, you could be in like loads of rested pots ready for when the next cap raises just by keeping up with your dailies.
Yeah, great point. Great point.
Yeah, you could. That's true. Another idea I liked, a cosmetic change. There's a picture, go check it out, larger guild logos, right? Go check that out and go look at the picture that the GM, Silver, even posted of himself with a big guild logo. And I think it were really nice. And I think that'd be better for PKing and everything, for noticing people's guilds. Because then you'd notice more of the logo rather than the name. Because sometimes you get mixed with all, because everybody's just a red name, or everyone's you can't see people, So I think that'd be a good little suggestion. And that was 2016 when Dan posted that picture. 2016, 2 years ago. So obviously it can be done easily because he's already done it. Can we not do it? Can we not have it in that? I think that'd be a nice little change. People, so yeah, anyway, we've been going over an hour, boys, so I want to wrap.
That's good.
I want to wrap it up soon.
you want to go, do you?
Football,
I can do this all. I can do this all day.
Starts in 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
So let's move on anyway. So loads of good ideas. Discuss them all on the forums. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Let us know what you think. A lot of good points. One other thing, let's talk a little bit about Guild Village. Well, we're not going to go massively into it. DL1 on Wednesday, yeah.
Yep.
DL1 on Wednesday, VK1 on Thursday, but I want to mention that Espada was one step away again. Like, Diamond was one step away from winning at the end. Like, Espada nearly won the first Guild Village War that they've ever won, I think. So, props to you for turning up. Well done. There were more here this time. Nice to see a third guild joining in on it. It's nice to see that you're not just attacking VK or you're not just attacking DL. You're fighting for yourselves, which is good. Because I was on the stone at one point, as you can see the video I put up. And I was like, who the hell's attacking me? There's no one in here. There's no DL. And there was that Karina stood next to the stone just bowing me, and I was like, what the hell?
No one noticed.
No one noticed her because she's not DL. So, like, this is all it takes because we don't notice you. And I was like, kill this bitch! Kill this bitch! So everyone just fucking smashed her, and obviously she got down really quick. But she, Demon, like, I shout people's names out at Guild Village War, like, kill Link, kill Hadu, kill Takeshi, like this. I never say kill Diamond. I never say kill Soma Wizard. So you guys can just sit there next to the stone all day long, pretty much. One day we're going to have to start killing you. So yeah, props to you guys for coming. It's Guild Village War tonight. So,
yeah, and they're good at the moment as well. Guild Village Wars are all, I'm really enjoying them. How are you finding it?
They stress me out. Like it's good. It's good. Like I enjoy them. I do. But like I've got I like to be ultra organized. Like I've got a spreadsheet. Like I text people. If they don't reply, I call them like names and then keep texting them. I've got this new system which they all think it's a joke. I'm going to officially say it on here so they can hear it. So I've signed up to this website text service. Now, what is essentially going to happen is they're going to get text messages, like up to like 40, 50 a day, until they reply and tell me whether they're coming. Like genuinely, I said it, and they were like, yeah, whatever. No, it's happening. It's happening. You're getting 40 to 50 text messages a day, and the thing is, you can't block the number because it's a different number that texts you every time. So it's happening. Just reply to me straight away and say, yes, I'm coming. No, I'm not.
Wait. Can you sign our guys up to that so we can just do everybody, and then we'll have the biggest log ever, you know?
Watch, we'll just get Dan to like put phone numbers on the accounts.
Yeah,
I'll just text everyone who's got an account gets 30 messages a day.
Yeah,
you come and Guild Village War, it's like a level 12. Like, I'm coming because I didn't want text messages anymore.
I like that idea. I like that idea.
I haven't actually.
Matty's done the same with your little spreadsheet and the numbers, aren't you, Matty?
Yeah. I think me and you are very similar, Nathan. We're into the same things. We both have spreadsheets. We're both very organised. So yeah.
Are you all actually coming on one character today, or are you going for 2 each this time again?
2 each. What for Guild Village War?
How are we managing that?
I've never dual screened Guild Village War. That'd be quite difficult.
Yeah. Some of you have. Some of you have. I think some of you have, because some of you just stand there and get smashed while another character is doing it, and then when that character dies, that one finally moves. That's how it seems.
Really? Is that what you think we're doing?
I don't think anyone's ever done that.
I mean, honest. It's only like a select few that I think are actually doing it.
I swear down on my daughter's life, we are not doing that. Like, I couldn't even be bothered doing that, you know. No, well, I'm not doing that, definitely. I play Cupid at Guild Village War, and that is it. I'll never play any other character. Literally, I play Cupid, and I think I've only missed like 2 since November or something, because I can play whenever I want. My girlfriend's not fussed. She's happy to do her own thing. I'm happy to do my own thing. So yeah, I can do what I want pretty much. So yeah.
I play wherever I can get, but I think Johnny Sub's getting there now, so I might come on in tonight. He's not nowhere near cap yet, but he's getting. So we'll see. It depends who's on. If there's someone who's can't come, who's got a good character that I can use.
Gonna rock up at 110 and bang you all. Yes.
He can try.
So,
he'd be the most targeted player at the Guild Village War, I'll tell you, like Matty was.
I think we'll. Yeah. So yeah, we've been going an hour and 10 minutes. I want to wrap it up. Football starting soon. Obviously, I want to go and watch football. The next podcast is going to be. Should we do it Wednesday, maybe, Matty? Something like that.
Yeah, I can do that.
Midweek one. I'm not on nights anymore, woohoo! So my schedule's back, so it'll be a bit easier for us to do one. Is there else you want to bring up or say or rant about? No. Is everybody happy?
Very happy, yeah.
I think the only thing I'd rant about is just stop flaming the forum. You know what I mean? It's like, just leave the GMs has to go through the forums. And
I like winding them up though, Matty. It's funny.
Oh, you like winding them up, but there is a lot of people who take it way too far on forums. So just try and chill it out on the forums. I think it's so we'll post this, and then it'll probably turn into a flame thread because of something that one of us has said, and someone disagrees with it, and then it'll kick off. Just like I've said this a million times. I said this on the last one. These are us chatting about ideas and putting our opinion across. We've discussed a lot of things today and looked at them from both sides. You know, if it was a side of a devil or a PK or a PVE or whatever. It's impossible to make everybody happy listening to this. You know, you will disagree with us, and that's the whole idea of a podcast and a debate. Everyone's not going to be on the same side. So just try not to turn it into you didn't look at it from a fucking whatever point of view. I'm like, yeah, but you can't look at it from every single person's point of view for the whole thing. You got to look at it from your opinion. So that's my only.
That's why we ask everybody who wants to come on, give their opinion, and come on here and fight their corner. Come on and do it. Like, Nath's messages, saying I want to come on, I want to come say my piece, and he has done. He's come on here. He's talked about the PK change, and that's what it's all about, you know. But it's my opinion. It's Matty's opinion. Us two are the guys who are doing this, but we want you guys to come on as well. So if you want to come on, I've said this loads of times, come on, and we just stopped doing this a while ago now if people didn't be messages saying it's great, we love it, it's great listening to it, it's great talking about it. Do you really think we would have carried on doing it if we just got loads of hate? We get more like positive feedback from it than we do hate. We get a tiny little bit of hate from the cast. Everybody I speak to is happy about it and likes listening to it. So the small minority that are on the forums hating it, we literally don't care, and I just love winding you up. I think it's really funny. Like my ding 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 shame. Yeah, it's a wind up. It's banter. It's a joke. Yeah, I like winding you up. It's
with the keeping smiley face.
It's just so funny. But anyway, I'm not even going to go into it. But yeah, we all have a laugh. You've got to have a laugh. This is what it's all about. We all go to work. We all have serious lives out of the gaming world. It's all about having a laugh and being friends. Like Nath is my new friend. Never met you till today. And I met a new friend. Who wouldn't have thought, eh? Friends. Soma friends. So anyway, on that note, I'm wrapping it up because my girlfriend's going to walk in and go, "You big gay." So anyway, I'm off. So yeah, thanks for coming on, Nath. It's been nice.
Yeah, it's been good, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you want to come on again, hit us up anytime.
Yeah, well, if you've ever got you ever short on someone, just give me a shout, mate. I'm normally about on Sundays.
We're always short. No one ever wants to come on and discuss things.
Really?
Well, we've had a few, but we've had to turn down a few because we think it might turn into a bit of a flame war. So
Link.
Let me on. Link's never messaged me. Gannon's never messaged me.
You should get Link and Gannon. Should get them on, or the ones I think would like for the actual best ones. I think Link and Gannon, obviously, because they got quite a good. Like as much as you might get on, they have got quite a good opinion. They are some of the few people who've played for the entire time.
Exactly. That's why we want them on. That's why and I've told them, so you can now go to them and say messages. I don't know why they're so. I don't know why they aren't, but I don't know. Just go to them and tell them to message me. But anyway, we'll wrap.
You need one of the Scottish guys as well. To be fair, just because, but then you need to put subtitles on because it'll be hilarious. Yeah, like Coos.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, man.
I don't think. Yeah, I'm Yorkshire, so yeah, I definitely couldn't understand what the Scottish guys would be saying.
Yeah, it's a skill, mate.
I'd have a go. Is that Wandig from Albion?
What Wandig is Jim. That's Jim.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going off. Thanks for coming. Out. It's been nice having you on. If you want to come on again, join anytime. Matty.
Hello.
Right.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers,
See you
guys.
later, Nath. Thanks for listening, and we'll speak to you on Wednesday.
We hope you enjoyed the Myth-of-Soma podcast. To download the game for free, visit myth-of-soma.com. Until next time, Soma fans,